If anything were to happen, if it goes unanimous decision, it might go to Terence Crawford if it makes it that far. Welcome back to Box Talk. Today we're going to be talking about the Canelo versus Crawford match that happened last night in Las Vegas at the Allegiant Stadium. If you enjoyed this content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to comment down below what you would like to see next. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you will be notified the next time that I post Box Talk video. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this video. Terence "Bud" Crawford won unanimously against Saul Canelo Alvarez. And I can't believe it. The fight was not what I expected. Yes, everybody was doubting Crawford at one point. Size was going to be a big problem. Canelo is usually the bigger guy in terms of strength, not necessarily in size, but he is a dense, compact Mexican man. And then you also have, not only that, the experience. Canelo is well over 70 unconfirmed matches in the professional ranks, and Crawford only had 41 at the time. And it looked like that Canelo was going to out-experience him and outsize him, maybe even outpower Terence Crawford. But that was not the case. Terence Crawford came in very strong from rounds 1 to rounds 12. Now, there were some rounds that he did let go, but Terence Crawford, when he dominated, he dominated. Just like I said before in the videos, just how good Terence Crawford and Canelo is, the videos I made a couple weeks ago about their strengths and their weaknesses. Terence Crawford is the most adaptable fighter we have today, next to Floyd Mayweather, in terms of being able to switch up the pace whenever he wants to. The only difference is the defensive maneuvers that Floyd Mayweather used were completely different from Bud. But Bud, on the other hand, is a switch hitter. And his switch hitting really wasn't utilized in this match. It was only primarily a southpaw fight. But Terence Crawford knows that Canelo doesn't fare well with southpaw. So he did exactly what he needed to do in the southpaw stance, staying away from Canelo's power hands the entire match. And also, Crawford was outlanding Canelo. Canelo was really throwing, shots to try to hurt Crawford, or maybe trying to slow him down, throwing a lot of body shots compared to head shots. And Crawford was capitalizing off of that. He was throwing 2 or 3, 4 even extra punches after Canelo would throw. And sometimes Canelo will only throw 1. So that added up throughout the entire night. And then you also have Canelo slowing down in the later rounds, and I said this fight was going to be a draw. And if you look from rounds 1 to rounds 10 on the judges' scorecards, it was supposed to be a draw. Crawford capitalized those championship rounds 11 and 12, and secured the victory. And I'm glad that he did, because yes, it was close enough to the point where it could have been decided as a draw. But Crawford landed the more effective shots. Crawford set the pace, and Crawford was outboxing Canelo the entire time. So those have to be taken into equation when you're judging these fights, not just based off of point hitting. And on top of that, Crawford was utilizing his ring IQ much better than Canelo. You also have the AI judge, the fourth judge, scoring the entire bout a draw. I was technically correct. This fight would have been a draw. From the standpoint of actually watching and viewing the fight, Crawford was dominant over Canelo in a lot of the rounds. There's maybe the first rounds 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6, you could sway over to Canelo. But Bud really got 8 or 9 of those rounds easily, especially round number 9. He was more defensively sound and dominant than Canelo in this entire matchup. And there's some speculation that, well, I guess you could say from Bud himself, saying that he wants to drop to 160 and take over the middleweight division, which I think that would be a great idea. I also think that there could be a rematch, which I think that's something that not all boxing fans wants to see, but we all know it's going to be a moneymaker. And then we also have maybe him trying to go up another weight class to 175 and try to take the belts from that division and become 4 times undisputed. I think that's highly unlikely. I don't think that's a very smart idea. And I think, I'm not just saying, out of Bud's safety, because Bud doesn't, run from any fights. I know he doesn't do that. But it just wouldn't be smart. He's 38, or about to be 38. He just had the biggest win of his entire life after being dominant for 42 fights of his professional career. It might be a good time for him to hang up the gloves at this dominant win, and he will have the utmost respect amongst all of the fans in the boxing world. Kind of like Andre Ward in that sense. Andre Ward, when he hung up the gloves, that was it. He's still well respected. He even commentated this fight. Terence Crawford has nothing else left to prove. Canelo, on the other hand, he doesn't either. He has nothing else left to prove. He's 35. He's definitely taken a lot of damage in a lot of these fights. In this fight in particular, he did not look very good. And I'm not saying that he needs to retire. He looks terrible, but he's weathered. And Canelo has a family. Canelo has all of the money now. He got paid very well. And I know he has a contract with Turkey. I think he has one more fight, if I'm not mistaken, underneath the Turkey organization, the Riyadh season. I'm not entirely sure what's going to come out from that. Maybe he's going to fight Shiraz. Maybe he's going to fight, I don't know, Terence Crawford again. Maybe Bivol. His legacy is set. He will be a Hall of Famer. He is going to be one of the best Mexican boxers of all time. He already is the best Mexican boxer of all time, right next to Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. And you have Terence Crawford, who is now the #1 pound-for-pound boxer of all time. He definitely earned that out of all the other boxers, especially in our generation. Going up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez seemed like a stretch from the start, but after the fight, we see that it was not an impossible feat for Terence Crawford. He made it look extremely easy, and I have to give my props out for him. Now, what do you think about this once-in-a-lifetime fight that we had last night on Netflix? All the other fights on this card were also phenomenal. I'm not going to go into details about it, but I want to hear your opinions down below. Drop a comment on what you thought was going to happen in this fight and what your feelings are now that the fight is over. Also, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified the next time that I post a BoxTalk video. I'm Rated Commentator, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.